sure by now we've all heard about the crisis in Ghana. And most of us are beginning to think that why should things like this happen? You know, quite recently there was some children in a tragic accident. How many were there? About 16? And they were all buried in the same day. If you see the graphics, it's very not so good to look at. You know, they dug a very long grave, a mass one, and place all the casket. They have to bury them. And then just the past week, we are hearing of a plane crash. And we are wondering, what is happening? You see, we forget too soon. We forget too soon. Now, this very one that happened, we will forget it too. According to reports, 8 people were on board, 3 military people, and then the rest were government officials, 2 ministers of state, Minister of Defense, the Minister of Science and Technology or something. And when you listen to the stories, I listened to the chairman of the ruling party, Mr. Sebi Ketia, and he was saying that he was actually supposed to be on the flight. But then, for some reason, he had to drop down for his deputy to go. So the guy who died, he believed died in his place. The president was supposed to be on board. For some reason, he decided not to. There's a whole mystery about this, and I hear a lot of men of God trying to attach some spirituality and some, like they always do. Whatever the case is, there was a plane crash, and 8 family people gone. Now, I hear one of the military guys, got married recently. A few weeks or months ago. And he's left the wife, and before you can get there, the hardship the family needs to go through to make sure you go through education to get to that point. And then, you're gone. But like I said, whatever the case is, there was a crash, and 8 individuals. They had families, they had dreams, aspirations. Dr. Malema was a medical doctor by profession, and he's the Minister of Defense. So in Ghana, before you can become a medical doctor, right? It's not easy. It's not easy. The education you need to go, the learning you need to do, the money you need to pay. And I heard he's the only child of his parents. All right. But like I said, whatever the case is, there was a plane crash. And 8 individuals lost their lives. But we human beings, we forget to, we are asking the question, why? Why? And people are beginning to think that, what is this life all about? But let me remind you, in 2001, September 11, the famous 9/11, we lost almost 3,000 people in the US. It was related to a plane crash. Whatever the case was, about 3,000 individuals who had families, who had dreams and aspirations, lost their lives. In March 27, 1977, there was a runway collision. So what happened was a KLM was about to take off, another one was on the runway, and communication was not good, and there was a collision. About 600 people died on that day in Spain. In August 12, 1985, 524 people died on the spot. Only 4 women survived. And this was the Japan Airlines, which was traveling from Tokyo to Osaka. 524 people died in a single crash. Just like that. In January 8, 1996, Air Africa crashed around the place that we call Congo, Kinshasa. Now, they actually think about 225 to 348 people died in Accra because they don't know the number. You know why? The investigation said the plane overloaded and the pilot was not qualified or something, and so they don't really know how many people were on board. So they estimate around 225 to 348. They could only identify 66 bodies, not as if they were alive, they were dead. But those were the numbers they could identify. Bodies, 66. The rest burnt, and they could not take anything out. In November 12, 1996, 349 people died in a crash. Everybody on that flight did not see light. Everybody died. That was on a Saudi Arabia airline that crashed with a Kazakhstan airline. And they were, I think, around a place called New Delhi Airport. Every single soul died. None of them saw light of day. March 3rd, 1974, on a Turkish airline, about 346 people died in a single crash. Just like that. 2014, March 8. As I'm speaking, we don't know where this airline is. It disappeared. With 298 people on board. We still don't know where it is, where the plane is. You see how big a plane is, but we still cannot find the plane. I mean, people think they were shot by a missile, and then what happened? At least we should see some of the remains of the plane, but no. As at this point, on this day, 298 people cannot be accounted for. The plane disappeared. Just recently, I mean, we could go on and on them. Let's just give you the last one. Just recently. June 12, 2025, Air India crashed. 240 people died. Only one person survived. Now, why am I going on and on with all of these numbers and all these people dying in the crash? Well, I'm just trying to remind us once again that we forget too quick. We are now talking about 8 people who died in Ghana. Well, I agree. It is devastating. It is sad. But all of these people have died too. And we've forgotten about that. So easy, so fast. People die in plane crashes. These people have dreams. They had aspirations. They told their families they were just going and they will be back. One of the guys, I think Mutala, or what's his name? On the crash, probably his name is Mutala Muhammad or something. He had gone to the office. He had no plans to travel with the team to Obuasi. But then I think Muntaka could not go, so somebody has to replace him, and then they have to drag him from his office and say, "Master, you have to go with them." So he had just told his family, "I'm going to the office and I'll be back." This morning I saw when the plane was about to take off at the base, and I saw Manukwama in the flight, and he was waving. idea is, I'm going to Obuasi and I'll be back shortly. You know, they take flight because it's faster. You know, it takes us in and brings us back. All of these people have perished. Now, if you watch the footage, these prominent people, ministers of state, people who were upheld by their families, were being carried in sacks. And because of the location of the crash, the fire people could not get there. It was just the local family people who were so kind enough to use their cocoa sacks to, just put in the remains. And as I speak, they are unable to identify them, so we have to take their remains to South Africa so they could do the forensics and then identify, oh, this is Omanekwa, this is this person, that is this person, so they could take them to their families for proper burial. Now that is a life that we find ourselves in. And many people have died the same way. That is uncertainty of life. That is uncertainty of life. So this morning, I'm not here to say much. I'm only here to remind you of the theme we have for this year. Our theme for this church. Our brother read beautifully for us. And the reading said, Beloved, let us love one another. For love is of God, and everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. Listen, life is uncertain. Today we are here, tomorrow we are not. You cannot predict what tomorrow holds. No, we can never predict tomorrow. So with this short period of time that we got, with this short time that we have, what can we do as people? What can we do? The best we can do in this short possible time is to love, and love. Love. Care for people genuinely. Because tomorrow we are gone, it cannot be done. Love is defined as a selfless, sacrificial, and unconditional commitment to the well-being of others. It is selfless. Love is selfless. Love does not count himself or herself. Love is always thinking about the next person. Most people are so self-centered. Most people think only about what they get, what they want to have, what will make them happy, what will keep them going. They don't think about other people. Most people are, even some Christians, we only think about our welfare. But that is not love. Love is selfless. Love is you putting yourself aside and thinking about the well-being of other people. That is love. Do you love? Do you love? What do you really want? Last week and the week before that, we were talking about why do you give? And giving is connected to love, because anyone who gives loves. Anyone who loves gives. And you realize that people give for all sorts of reasons. But God says no. The only reason why you need to give is because God instructed you to give, and you should understand that it is only God that rewards you when you give. So giving is you taking yourself aside, thinking about other people, and making sure that they are happy. That is love. It's a selfless, sacrificial, making the sacrifice. Now when you say somebody is making a sacrifice, we know one man who made a big sacrifice. His name is Jesus. And what did he do? He laid down his own life for everybody else. Sacrifice. Going the extra mile for other people. It is called sacrifice. And most people are not interested in sacrificing. We are all interested about what I get, what I have, what will make me happy, what will keep me going. No, each one for himself, God for us all. Today you are here, tomorrow you may be not. All these people who have died in these plane crashes, including the ones that we recently heard about, they didn't know you were going to die in the plane crash. They didn't know. They didn't want to. They actually thought they were going to do their duty as ministers, as soldiers, and they will come back home. But that did not happen. Listen, we don't have time. We don't. We don't. We don't. So the little time that we have, let us love each other. Let us love one another. Love is selfless. Love is sacrificial. Love should be unconditional. Unconditional. What does the meaning of unconditional? Unconditional means that I'm not loving you because you love me. I'm not doing for you because you did for me. I'm not helping you because you helped me. Now, if I help you because you helped me, that is not love. It is quid pro quo. I'm doing for you because you did for me. Love goes beyond doing for people because they did for you. It is unconditional commitment. Now, when you commit to something, when something is commitment. When you commit to something, you don't stop. You keep on keeping on, making sure whatever you plan to do, whatever you had in mind, is fulfilled. And it's always to the well-being of others, not to yourself. Love goes beyond ourselves. Love goes out to other people. The little time we have here, the best we can do is to love one another. Is to put smiles on the face of other people. Don't be the reason why somebody's not happy. Don't be the reason why somebody's crashing down. Be the reason why people are rising. Be the reason why people smile. That's why we should be mindful of the things we say, how we deal with people, how we treat people. We don't have much time. The little time that we got, make every day count. Make every day count. So there's a beautiful song in our hymnal that says, each day I will do a golden deed by helping those who are in need. My life on earth is but a span, and so I will do the best I can. Those people who died in the plane crash, they had families, they had dreams, they had aspirations, they had plans, but they are gone. Well, if they knew they would go this soon, probably they would have done things a little different. They would have loved more. They would have cared more. They would have done more than they did. John 3:16, Jesus demonstrated this love towards us. God demonstrated this love towards us. God saw the sins of man, but said, hey, I know these people are sinful, but I'm still going to send my son to die for them. Jesus accepted the challenge and said, yes, I know these people are sinful, but I'm still going to die for them. And that is why we are here as Christians. It was because somebody made the sacrifice. And that is the same thing Jesus wants us to do for other people. To make a sacrifice for other people. But we are not up for that challenge. All we think about most of the times is ourselves and how that situation will benefit us and how we can be happy and I and me and myself alone. Love goes beyond yourself. And we don't have time here. Life is too short. Life is too short. And we don't know what happens tomorrow. In John 13:34 and 35, the Bible says, a new commandment I give. Now Jesus speaking to his followers. A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another as I have loved you, that you also love one another. By this, all will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. Love one another. Loving one another is not something that you choose to do or not to do. It's not optional. It is compulsory. It is part of the package of being a Christian. So when we become Christians, one of the things we learn to do and do well is to love, is to be selfless, is to make the sacrifice for other people, is to commit to making sure that we build people up, not destroying them, putting smiles on their face, not making them feel bad about themselves. Now, Jesus says, I give you a new commandment. And this is a new commandment. Love one another. Why did Jesus say this? Now, Jesus said it because he knew life was too short. Life is too short for us to be gossiping about each other. Life is too short for us to be backbiting, bad-mouthing, cursing each other, wishing evil for each other. Life is too short. Life is too short for us to be hurting each other. Life is too short. Let us learn to forgive people. Let us learn to accept apologies. Let us learn to smile more. Smile. Life is too short. Smile. There are people who never smile. And I ask myself, why? Brother, life is too short, so smile. Okay? Put a smile on your face. Do the best you can. We cannot determine what happens tomorrow. All we have is now. Plane crash is not the only way people die. There are a lot of ways people die. But this morning we've spoken about some plane crashes incidents because of what just happened in Europe. And I want you to understand that all these people who died in the crashes had dreams, they had aspirations, they had families, they had planned for their lives. Some of them have children, some of them have parents, they have friends. And they did not wish for that to happen to them. But it just did. They lost their lives in the crash. Most of us travel all the time to Ghana and back, and we think it's normal to travel in the plane and come back safely. We don't even think about it. It's not normal. The fact that you went last time, you came back this time, that's not when you go this time, you come back again. It doesn't work like that. It is just by the grace of God. It is just by the grace of God. So with this limited time that we have, brothers and sisters, with this limited time, with this uncertainty that we know about life, please, let us love one another. Let us do things that will help people, will build people up. Let us do things that will not destroy people, but build them up. Let us put smiles on the face of other people. And as much as we can, let us smile ourselves. Please, make time and eat. Eat good food. Eat. Okay? Eat. When you wake up in the morning, just like Solomon said, okay? Take a good shower. Put on your dress. Eat good food. Have time for yourself. Knowing that life is uncertain. And in all of these, love people unconditionally. Be selfless. Make the sacrifice. Go the extra mile. Do everything you can to put a smile on the face of somebody else. May the Lord help us to understand these words. Now, all of these things that are happening is just a reminder to all of us. It's just a reminder that life is too short. And so we need to make sure we do the best we can. The best. The best we can. And the best we can is to genuinely, without hypocrisy, love each other. God bless us all. Amen.
Our God is an awesome God. And we know that He's awesome. Our God is awesome. wisdom.